Hello everyone, and thanks for watching and listening. This is member interview 10. I'm here with Alicia. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
And how is your Christmas and New Year?
It was good. Very quiet, but good to see family.
Cool, awesome. The reason why I asked Alicia on today is Alicia is one of our longest members we've had. Did you join, was it February 2018 or just after we opened?
I think it was the week after you guys opened.
You're one of our foundation members, so we're approaching 4 years. 4 years, what, next month?
Yeah, long time.
That's 208 weeks. You probably average 3 sessions a week, so you're approaching maybe 612 sessions. That's some pretty good math right there.
Yep.
So Alicia,
No,
tell me, what I want to ask you is, starting somewhere new can be scary, it can be challenging. What made you reach out to us in the first place?
Well, it was around about a time I'd had the kids. I think Georgia was about 11 months old, and I wasn't feeling happy with myself, and I wanted to make change. My main focus was to set a good example for the kids. And I was scrolling through Facebook one day, and your ad popped up, and I sort of had a bit of a look around and seeing what you guys did up at Curry at the time. It just looked, really appealing, and I just thought, why not? I've been thinking about it, just dive straight in.
And what appealed to you? And before you go, Mark Zuckerberg knows exactly what you want to do. Right in front of your face.
Well, yeah, you say something and he knows. I don't know. I think it was just like, because I stalked a bit of the Curry boot camp and sort of what you guys did up there, and it looked very versatile. Like, there wasn't heaps of super fit people straight off the bat. Like, it was all sorts of different people that looked like they were, all different weights, all different sizes, and they looked like they were enjoying it. So it was something that kind of stuck out to me and thought I should give it a go.
Yeah, and we definitely do cater for beginners and people that have had some time off training. And when we get so much feedback from people that join our program, I was at this gym and it was scary, or there were mirrors, or they just didn't really like the environment and like the vibe of your training. And to be consistent, you have to enjoy like where you go. So you saw us on Facebook, you inquired. What was your, I guess, first impression if you were to compare that to what you saw in the Facebook ad?
Well, I think I've had my my interview with you to sign the paperwork and everything, and you guys just seemed really welcoming. Like, you were very focused on like my personal goals, not sort of everyone under one banner. It was individually. I made me feel what I wanted was what you guys were going to try and cater for.
Yeah, well, that's really nice to hear. And I guess that's why we sit down for 20 minutes, half hour at the start, just to get to know you. And it sounds so cliche, but you are not a number in the computer. And the majority of big box gyms, and what big box means is like your massive 24-hour gyms. It's just in you go, there's your key. But like, you have a story, and it's you just had a baby. You hadn't trained for a while. You had a few injuries, I remember, with your shins, and we had to find out that information just to make sure that like that first week, that first month was really, really enjoyable. Yeah. And
it's always scary, because when you first start somewhere, obviously after your first session, you're in a lot of pain. So you want to feel like you can come back and you're going to have that support there, not that, you're hurting and that's it. Like, you can't do it, because you can do it. You can push through it.
Yeah, and the fact that you just need to be told, hey, like, you are going to be sore, it's normal, don't overreact. We had a member once, like 6-7 years ago, she went to the hospital.
Oh my God.
Because that was just an error in our learning. We just didn't say, hey, like, your legs might be sore tomorrow. And like, it's almost a joke that you can't get off the toilet. And it shouldn't be that bad, but like, there is no way around it, that first week soreness. But it's a good thing, because week 2, week 3, it's gone forever. Yeah.
I always find going back the day after and just taking it a little bit easier pushes through that pain, and then it's gone by lunchtime. It's fine.
Yeah, and motion is absolutely the potion. If you've got a sore leg or sore arms, a good walk will solve that problem. Okay. Yeah. So Alicia, I guess, at what point did you start to fall in love with training? Because you correct me if I'm wrong, but when we met you, it had been a while since you had created some consistency and stuck to one thing. That may have been because you were having kids, but it may have been that you might not have found the right thing. So what was it? What was that inspiration, that magic moment where you thought, okay, I'm going to do it this time. This is the place I want to be, and I want to achieve X result.
Well, I think I was with you guys for a while, and like I was enjoying it from the get-go, but it was obviously, you know, meeting new people and everyone there was new. I think probably about six months in is when I sort of hit a point and I'd gone, okay, like I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to start pushing and go harder. Like it's not just somewhere to be, it's something to strive for and to always, you know, beat what I did last time or push a bit harder next time.
And what do you enjoy about it?
Feeling strong, and it's like a self-accomplishment to be able to do things and to know, you know, like last week, hey, I couldn't do this, but this week I can do one or two of these, and just, yeah, it's feeling within myself that I know that I'm getting better and better, and it's myself that's getting me there, not, you know, off someone else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and you've made improvements across the board, whether it's fitness, strength, and weight loss. Like, did you find they're more equally as satisfying, or was one more than the other? And what really was pushing you, if you were to say one thing?
In the beginning for me, it was a weight loss thing that I wanted to lose weight, but then I kind of changed my vision on that, because it's not just all about losing weight. Like your whole body's going to change. And to be honest, I haven't actually lost a whole amount of weight. Over the 3 years, I've probably lost about 5 to 6 kilos here or there, but I've increased a lot of weights. I've changed a lot of what I'm doing. So it's more the measurements and the clothing that's changed as such because of the accomplishment.
Let's talk about your clothing size. Like, what have your clothes changed from?
Depending on where I shop, I've gone from between a 12 to a 14 down to a 8 to a 10.
Yeah, and you hear that and you think 6 kilos isn't a lot of weight, but you've dropped, what, 3 or 4 clothing sizes. So, like, when you say it's not all about weight loss, I completely agree. But weight loss can encompass the scales, it can encompass a measurement, or it can encompass a clothing size, or how you feel in your clothes, or how you feel when you go to the beach. So, like, I think sometimes we get too caught up on that number on the scales.
Yeah.
And was that you at one point? Did you get frustrated because it was 6 kilos? And then how did you overcome that?
Well, I plateaued a lot because I got into this state where I was like, oh my God, I'm not losing weight, or oh my God, I'm putting weight on. And it was horrible. And, you know, there was times where I wouldn't eat, or I'd change what I eat. I spoke to you guys and I spoke to the other members and realized it's not all about the scales. It's, you know, it's how you're feeling. Your body is changing regardless. And because of that, I've stopped jumping on the scales. I haven't jumped on the scales in the last 12 months. And I refuse to do so because I know that I've changed a lot.
Yeah, and I've shared your before and after before. You've changed a tremendous amount. So it's just, I think people need to choose what they gauge as success. And you might laugh at it, but you've known me and Mitch for 4 years now, and we haven't changed one bit. Like, our body, our fitness is the same, our strength is the same. And like people, they're always reaching for that next thing. But if you look at how far you've come from your first day at Elmvale Hall to your Instagram story last week when you deadlifted X amount, like it's 4 years of hard work. It's 4 years of effort. We're learning the technique. We're fitter. We're stronger. We've been consistent, which is the most important thing. We've made all these friends. It's just, at some point, it just cannot be about that number on the scale.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes readjust how you're thinking about things. You know, the same thing isn't going to work all the time. You just have to shift a little.
And what are some of your goals now?
My main goals at the moment are just to, I don't know, tone a bit more and to be able to push myself and lift, you know, heavier weights. Like today I hit another PB and was picking up one of the 28 kilo kettlebells. Like, I just want to push myself each time, not compete with everyone else, but compete with myself.
That's really, really good to hear. And I guess being a mum, I'm not a mum. Like, let's talk about, how did your body feel before you gave birth in terms of what you were physically capable of to how you felt after? Did you notice a huge difference?
I'm going to say yes. It was a while ago. I didn't feel like, it wasn't as if I was stronger back then, because I didn't go to the gym. I hadn't been to the gym in quite a few years. But I definitely felt after having the kids that parts of my body just gave way. You know, like my abs were gone. Like I could barely pick things up and use my abs because it was, you know, it had stretched from having kids. And like my strength, yes, I pick up kids every day, but still you don't feel like you can do anything.
And how long into training did you feel like your old self, meaning that you had that abdominal strength, that core strength, and more importantly, had confidence back in your body that, hey, I can do this?
Probably the first 6 to 12 months, because obviously, you know, change takes time. Like it's not going to happen in the first or the second week. It can sometimes take, you know, 8 weeks to start seeing a decent amount of change. But it was probably, I think I was coming about 3 days a week for the first couple of months there, and it was when I started increasing and going consistently that I noticed that, you know, the core was getting a lot stronger, and I could do, you know, a couple up here and there, and like my arms, they weren't amazing, but I could definitely feel myself a bit stronger.
And that is the unsexy answer that no one wants to hear, but it requires 3 sessions a week for 6 to 12 months. And I think that's so important for people to hear, because like just you've had so many kids, like you've been pregnant for 9, 18, 27 months based on having 1, 2 or 3 kids. It is completely feasible to expect that your body would not be the same, and that you might have some pelvic floor issues, and you might have some abdominal separation. And that's when you just need to start off slow and just build your way up. And before you know it, you've been with us for 4 years, you've lost 6 kilos, and you're down 3 or 4 clothing sizes. And it's just like we say that all the time, like I feel like a broken record. And I know, Jamie, you said it before, but it's just consistency. Like it really is. And it's just, if people could just understand that it's just not one meal makes you skinny, not one meal makes you fat, not one weight session makes you strong, vice versa. It is just, we are absolutely a product of our habits.
Yeah.
What have you done to remain so consistent? And I'll ask that another way. And then if you've had a period of not being consistent, what happened and what got you back on track?
So it's back to the 3 a week. Obviously now, because I'm working a fair bit and studying, it's hard to get there. So I'm always keeping my head, as long as I'm there 3 days a week, you know, then I'm consistent. I try and push for 4, and I watch what I eat. I enjoy my food. Like I still eat what I want to, but I just make sure that it's more fresh and, you know, not overeating, and just trying to keep the food consistent the whole way through.
I just want to jump in there. 3 sessions a week and just eating pretty healthy does amazing things for your body. And when people want to make that transformation, they think 7 days a week, 20,000 steps, chicken and broccoli, no fun. And if you combine those 4 things, what are the chances that you are going to be consistent for 4 years like yourself?
Yeah. Like it's pretty, the chances are pretty high. If you can stay consistent with it, you're gonna see progress. Obviously, you know, you go 6 to 7 days a week and you eat a leaf for lunch and an egg for dinner, like you're gonna get results, but they're not going to be sustainable. You're not going to, you know, you'll see short-term results, and then long-term your energy will drop, and you know, you can't do it. I've tried diets and they just don't stick. It just consistency with food and working out.
It's an amazing statistic. I'm not sure if I've shared it with you or anyone else, but 99.6% of people that try and lose weight, but then 99.4% of people that lose weight put it back on. So that means out of 1,000 people, 946 that try lose weight, but 944 put the weight back on. And from our experience, they usually put a bit more back on because of that very aggressive, very harsh diet or overtraining. They've actually really, really, I guess, affected their body's ability to recover and their body to just like maintain that weight.
Yeah.
Have you tried pre-Break-Thru? Did you try a crazy shake diet or the lady shake or isogenics or one of those ones?
I was just in such a slump that I didn't care before. I should be completely honest. And like finding you guys not just helped me with weight and stuff, but it helped me emotionally and mentally as well. You know, I'm a much happier person.
You say it all the time that like people join for that weight loss result, or they join for that fitness result, but they stay for other things. And it's the community, it's the friendships. Let's talk about that. Like you've made a bunch of friends at Break-Thru. How has that, I guess, affected your life inside and outside the gym?
It's amazing. Like the people at the gym are so welcoming. And, you know, I think we were talking about it this morning. I was there for about 12 months, and same with Lindsay, before we even realized that we knew each other outside. And, you know, ever since then we've just connected, and we go, and there's a big group of us, we go out, we camp, we go out for dinner, and it really helps you through, because you've got people there to support you as well. You know, you make great friendships because we're all so much alike.
Yeah, and it makes our job a lot easier too, because if you miss a session, hey Alicia, where are you? And that's Lindsay, or that's Lindell, or that's Diana.
Someone knows where you are.
Yeah, and it's just like the more layers of accountability we can, I guess, have around this process, the better. Whether that's booking in your sessions on Modify, whether that's if you miss a session, you get a message from either myself, Steve, Brody, or Mitch. But if you have that friendship there, if you miss a session, you're probably getting daily messages. We always joke about there'd be so many group chats behind our backs that I don't want to hear about, from that session was hard, Jamie's music shits, I love Steve's music, oh, what was wrong with Brody today? So you can keep those conversations to yourself, Alicia.
No, we tell you guys straight up.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. I guess in regards to someone like a mum a mum who's had children, who's in a slump, just like yourself, what is your advice to them?
If you feel like that you can't do it for yourself, do it for your kids, because at the end of the day, you know, you're bringing these kids up in a better environment if you're showing them that you can push yourself and go. Like, just showing up is day one. Just get there.
And has your fitness and health correlated to being like a better mum by potentially having more energy, or just happy within yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I used to get up, not do much. Around 10 o'clock, I'd have a nap because I just had no energy. But getting to the gym, it makes you feel more awake and more productive. So you feel better in yourself just even by going for one day. You go, hey, I did it. You know, it might have been hard, but you got through it.
It's one of the huge myths. People think that exercise takes away your energy, and perhaps it does for the first 1, 2, or 3 sessions, but then it gives you more energy.
Yeah.
And what is the biggest thing you've learned over the last what's the biggest thing you've learned over the last 4 years about yourself?
You know your limits. And if something feels like it's wrong, go get it looked at.
Yeah.
Hence why I ended up in the mood book.
Yeah. No,
but yeah, if it doesn't feel right, don't keep pushing it. You know, you're not going to be able to lift a 20 kilo or a 16 kilo day one. You're going to have to start at the minimum and then work your way up, but you'll get there. Just don't overdo it.
Back to consistency and just having patience. It's just the idea that, like, I speak to women every day in regards to like losing weight, and they'll ask, should I do this diet? Should I have this shake? And it is the unsexy answer is like, can you do this for the rest of your life? Can you see yourself following this plan for the rest of your life? Can you see yourself exercising 6 days a week? Can you see yourself not having carbohydrates ever again? Can you see yourself fasting and never having breakfast ever again? And the answer is probably not, right? So it's just so important that the plan that is designed for you. And maybe you come 4 times, maybe you come twice, maybe you come 3 times, but it's not about this week, this month. It is about like, can you be doing this for 4 years? Like yourself now. And I truly believe that if you are doing it for 4 years, you are going to get results, whether that's losing 40 kilos, or maybe you lose a kilo a year. And over 4 years, you've lost 4 kilos and dropped a dress size. But throughout that process, you become fitter, you become stronger, you have so much more self-belief in regards to what you can do, not to mention all of the friends you'll make along the way.
Yeah. You guys are like
What's your favorite thing about Break-Thru?
The people.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, you know, you walk into a session and you're always greeted with a friendly smile. And, you know, everyone's always happy there. You never see anyone sort of walking around like, oh, today's the worst day, because you guys are so welcoming. And, you know, and I know that I try and be welcoming to others, and, you know, everyone's just there to support you. It's good.
It's probably still my favorite thing to this day. Obviously, I'm going to be very biased, but like, even this morning, we had a new lady start, and Eve Maguire, probably one of my favorite members of all time. She is the best person with a new member. She'll walk up, introduce herself. She'll work out with that person. And that is such a special thing to do, because when you walk into the gym, it's your first time in, whether it's a month, 12 months, 2 years, you're nervous. Where do I park? Like, where do I stand? Where do I put my clothes? Where do I put my water bottle? I don't know what that is on the board. It's just all those fears and anxieties start. And all it takes is just a friendly face, say, hi, my name's Alicia. How you going?
Yeah.
And it's just done like that. So yeah, it's so, so great what our members do. And just a good environment creates a good environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, Alicia, I want to thank you for coming on today. I just want to recap Alicia's journey. Alicia has trained with us for 4 years now. Alicia has dropped 3 or 4 dress sizes. Alicia has battled through plantar fascia, shin splints, a bad lower back, and we've worked throughout this entire process to make sure that Alicia can stick to this plan for the rest of her life. And I'm so excited to see what you do in the next 4 years, and I'm so proud of how far you've come.
Well, thank you guys. It's with your help as well.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a lovely day, guys.